Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. We'll try doing this again because I got a sneezing fit the first time of recording this. Uh, are you paying attention? Have you seen what's going on lately? Yesterday, primarily, but I mean, the last few days, with all these pro Iran, pro Hamas terrorists in the United States. They can say all they want about being anti Israel, but if you support Hamas, who, mind you, this was the one who attacked Israel, not the other way around, or if you support Iran, who attacked Israel, not the other way around, you're supporting terrorism. Okay? You are scum of the earth. You are no better than the guys who blew up the 9/11 buildings. Whether you want to say it's on airplanes or whether you want to say it was the CIA. Either way, terrorists. Okay? You deserve to be removed from polite society. Let's just leave it at that. If you saw what was going on yesterday, pro-Hamas, pro-Iranian protesters decided to block the Golden Gate Bridge, all the traffic around San Francisco, people going to work, block the entrance to O'Hare Airport in Chicago, one of the busiest airports in the world. And they also decided to block Port Miami. How'd that turn out? Well, let's see. In San Francisco, in Chicago, the police showed up and protected the protesters. In Florida, under Republican leadership, the cops went in, grabbed these people by the scruff of their neck, dragged their sorry asses off the side of the road, put them in handcuffs, and threw them in jail. Good. That's where they belong. Okay. I'm all for peaceful protesting. Kind of like January 6th was a peaceful protest. Okay. I'm not for prohibiting somebody from going to work, prohibiting business being done, burning down buildings. That's insurrection. That's terrorism. That's offending somebody else and preventing them from going on about their lives. There's not a single person, other than, of course, AOC, who was 2 blocks away, whining on January 6th that their lives were disrupted. No. Okay. So what happens when this continues? Because we have San Francisco, we have Chicago, and inevitably there were others. I mean, I know there's stuff going on in New York and things like that, too. So what happens when these people decide to block other things? We don't want you to eat meat anymore, so we're going to block the entrance to all the meat plants. I mean, we could talk about the oil protesters, primarily in Europe, super gluing the mechanisms for gas pumps. They don't want you to use gas, so they're going to do that. What happens when these protesters decide we're going to go stand in front of the polling place in November? We're not going to let you vote. How are the law enforcement agencies in the country going to handle that one? Okay. Are they going to arrest those people for interfering? Or are they going to stand around and protect the protesters while violating your rights? Okay. This is the problem that we have with all these how do you want to even put it, aggressive protesters. They're not standing on the side of the road waiting for you to beep your horn as you come by, staying out of the way. No, they are directly trying to impede people from doing what they want to do. So they believe that their feelings supersede yours. That's a problem, okay? That is pretty much the antithesis of freedom in this country. You're free to do whatever you want. Okay? You're free to drive an electric car because you don't believe in gas. That's fine. You're free to fly an Iranian flag or a Palestinian flag or a Ukrainian flag if you want. You can't force me to do it. You're free to wear a dress and high heels. Just don't expect me to call you ma'am. Okay? You're free to do any of that. It's just not going to change my freedoms. This is the thing. They want to keep putting laws into place that the rest of us have to follow. Again, think about critical race theory or diversity, equity, and inclusion, all this sort of stuff. They keep trying to put this stuff in to force people to have into the liberal hive mind. And none of us are going to go there. So what happens as Joe's economy continues to collapse? When the protesters start keeping farmers from moving trucks off of their farm full of beans or corn or broccoli or whatever, or meat, cows. The CO2, we're not going to let you sell that. We're going to put you out of business. What happens when they stand in front of the grocery store and won't let people in and say, this is our store. You can't come in. Interesting yesterday that Colorado has now passed a law through both houses of their legislature to ban AR-15s, to ban semi-automatic pistols with the threaded barrel. If they take a magazine, they're going to ban them in Colorado. How's that going to go? How are the people going to stand up and go, no, we're not giving these up? Will the people of Colorado throw all those legislators out of office this November, every one of them that's up for re-election? Or will they throw out all their firearms? How many of them are going to lose it in a boating accident? Okay. How many of the criminals saw the Colorado law pass yesterday? Still hasn't been signed by the governor. How many of the criminals are going, oh crap, you know what? We got to get rid of all our guns. It's illegal now. None. Okay. But that's the liberal hive mind. We need to be ready. The insane sector of our country that are trying to get rid of everything good and try to bring in everything that's bad are way ahead of us in this race. Hopefully it's the tortoise and the hare, okay? Because the insane left is taking over, and if they keep doing this and we keep giving them an inch, an inch, an inch, an inch just to shut them up, 6 months later they come up with the next idea of, oh, we're going to do this and we'll get it. I mean, I go back 20 years, and all we want to do is be allowed to get married, right? And somebody says, okay, fine, get married. I mean, even I was like, I don't care, get married. Doesn't matter to me. Just understand, now you get to deal with the perils of divorce, too. And, of course, all the people were talking at the time about, wait, they're going to push for more. And here we are, okay? No, it's not we want equal rights. It's these liberals want special rights. They want to be elevated to a level above you. No. The definition of equality means, as it says everywhere, all men are created equal. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're Hispanic, Asian, Indian, what. Okay? All men are created equal. What you decide to do with that equality is up to you. Everybody has the same opportunity in this country. Don't give me the crap of, oh, so-and-so was born with a silver spoon in their mouth. And I use Ben Carson as an example every time, okay? You know, you had the opportunity to go to school. The fact that you dropped out in 8th grade, that's nobody else's fault but your own, okay? You know, you had the opportunity to go get a job and further your career. The fact that you decided to work at Starbucks and spend all your free time playing video games in mom's basement, that's on you. Okay. Those of us who work our ass off for a career, then at home, and all of a sudden we own houses, or we own cars, or we can afford some of this things in life that we have, that we've worked hard for. You know, I can go back to when I was 25 years old. Hell, I'd go back to when I was 45 years old and go, everything I own fits in the back of a truck, right? And then you sit there and work your ass off. For me, for a while, it was 3 jobs, okay? And I got myself above. Who did that? Did the government help me? No. Did I work my ass off to do it? Yeah. Did I get assistance along the way? I'm not talking about somebody feeding me for months or giving me welfare checks, okay? But yeah, I got a hand up, not a hand out. These people all want everything taken care of for them. And anything that doesn't meet their mindset is taboo. I don't know. Food, fuel, water, those things aren't taboo to me. Those things are things that I think we all agree we need. They don't want it. Here's the mantra. If they don't want it, don't let them have it. Done. You want to protest farms? Fine. I'm not selling you food. You go back in history and you remember segregation and, you know, colored water fountains or the bus in Rosa Parks or anything like that. Sure, we can all agree that was wrong. I'm almost saying in one respect we need to go back to it, but a little differently. Not black, white, or something like that. Most businesses in this country, overwhelmingly majority of them, are owned by conservatives. I'd love to see a business put on their front door, no liberals allowed, and just refuse to sell to them. I'm sorry, sir, you voted for Biden, we're not selling you food. I'm sorry, sir, you voted for AOC, we're not selling you gasoline. I'm sorry, sir, you voted for Nancy Pelosi, we're not writing your mortgage. That may wake them up. Or bring it closer to where we are inevitably being headed toward. In Colorado, if you are foolish enough to obey this stupid law coming out of your Congress, you can get rid of your AR and buy a shovel. One of the two. Because either you're going to be burying yourself or burying them. Because that's what's coming. Pinball out.